Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. I hope everyone is enjoying this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where we get to see Bayern Munich break the piggy bank from years and decades of spending money to a transfer window that has been absolutely full of scenes. Matthijs de Ligt is officially a Bayern player. Nazar Mazraoui, Gravenberch, Sadio Mane, and Matthijs de Ligt joining this team. Man, it's a Champions League winning team, if you ask me. We addressed every single problem we had. We needed a right back capable of attacking and defending consistently, Mazraoui. We needed a midfielder capable of dribbling through pressure and offering solutions through technical ability, not just passing, Gravenberch. We needed a center back that was a leader and that was exceptional at the same time, Matthijs de Ligt. De Ligt doesn't just bring leadership to Bayern. He brings ability, man. And by the way, new details of the transfer have emerged. Juventus have published an official statement about the De Ligt transfer, and it's going to blow your freaking mind. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Brazzo might be goated. Don Brazzo, man, he's a godfather. This man went to Juventus and just owned them. Slavery times are back. We're just owning another club. It's crazy. So we're going to be talking about that. Matthias Tell is getting really close to joining Bayern. There's some Konrad Laimer news. Salihamidzic, Brazzo, has absolutely no interest in keeping his mouth shut. If he wants a player, he's going to make it known to the world. There's no pretending. Bayern's announcements suck. The De Ligt announcement was this weird video. There was a bottle. Oh, man, the memes that would come out of that if De Ligt flops at Bayern or bottles something. Man, they'll be like, oh, look, Bayern bought a bottle. So there's a bottle and it's like floating through the water. And then De Ligt picks it up, takes out the shirt. By the way, he's wearing the number 4. Oh, no, shocker. It's the only defender number we had available. And he's wearing it. No, couldn't have seen that coming from a mile away. So, yeah, he picks up the bottle, takes out the shirt, and it's like, he holds it and it says 2027 because that's the 5-year contract he has. It's so cringe. But Bayern are more focused on signing good players than making good announcements. You can make all the great announcements you want. You can do the nice little black silhouette and then the player comes out and it's, it's them. You could do it all the time. But Bayern, man, we do it normal. We're a normal club. We just want to get into the season, start winning games, start beating teams. Because that's the real announcement. When those players that we buy perform, that's when they announce themselves. So Bayern aren't too interested in make sure this picture has this quality. Nah, man, performances is what we're looking for, not picture quality. Quality on the pitch, not on the frames of the cameras. So, yeah, we do have the worst social media team in the world. You wish it was better. But we're making signings, so I don't give a damn. I don't really care that much. Good evening to everyone. Good evening, Unai, to everyone in the chat. I do appreciate the support over the last few days. And also yesterday, if you didn't watch the show with the Juventus fan, all Juve cast, Alberto, you got to go watch it. He talked about the leadership qualities he's going to bring. And I do want to say this. Matthijs de Ligt will come into that team, and he's a starter. He's immediately going to be a leader. Upamecano is going to have to sit on the bench, and him and Lucas are going to have to compete for that other spot because De Ligt is the spine. I heard Oliver Kahn. Bro, I was sitting here thinking, who did I hear this from? Oliver Kahn was saying a team is supposed to have a spine. It starts from the goalkeeper. Manuel Neuer has a very long spine. In fact, he's our captain. A very long spine. And then you move to the defense, where you're supposed to have another spine-like figure. A player with a spine doesn't just mean he's good for the team and he's crucial. We could have just had Lucas Hernandez. He's a really good defender. It means they're vocal. They organize the team. They take responsibility. De Ligt, at a very young age, took responsibility at Juventus. That's why the Juventini, the fans, wanted him to be their future captain. So he has a spine. He's going to organize that back line. he's going to be a leader, take the responsibility needed. And then in the midfield, you need a spine. For me, that's Kimmich, and he's always there. He's a spine. He's a future captain. In attack, you have Thomas Müller, and after Müller, you had Lewandowski. Matthijs de Ligt might be a spine in the sense that he captained France and their U17 team, and he probably had players older than him, and he was captaining them. He might have the mentality, so maybe that's why the club's looking for him so much. There's a video coming out about Matthijs de Ligt in a few hours, so watch out for that. I recorded it before I went live. It's actually a very informative video about de Ligt as a player, so look out for that. So he might be the spine. Muller's the spine in the attack. And without Muller, I'd say even Sadio Mane is capable of leading his teammates by example, maybe not by shouting. So every team needs spines in every department. And for me, De Ligt is the spine we've been lacking. It's the reason we got kicked out of the Champions League against PSG the year after the final. We lacked the spine. When Neymar was doing the crazy and dribbling through our entire team, no one was there to take the responsibility to say, it's you or me, Neymar. I'm gonna get nutmeg and look stupid, but I'm taking the responsibility to pummel you whenever you come near me. And it's gonna make Neymar scared and cautious a little bit. Or when Mbappe was running around just doing whatever he wanted. No one was like, look, Kylian, I'm committing a penalty as long as you're not scoring. I'd rather push you to the ground in the box, VAR says it's a pen, than let you embarrass this team. No one had the responsibility to do that. Everyone was playing it safe, including David Alaba. Okay, what about the year after? Villarreal. We concede a goal, and no one, it feels like the back line just never took it upon themselves to let no ball into that box that wasn't supposed to be there. The only balls in that box are supposed to be our balls. De Ligt's penis. I'm joking. It's supposed to be our players' balls, man. But then the opposition was just playing balls around our team. The game against Gladbach, Lucas Hernandez and Upamecano are exceptional defenders. I don't remember if Lucas played, but Upa lost his mind. He's not a leader. Upamecano will be a great defender at Bayern. He'll polish his mistakes. He'll rarely make mistakes, but he's not a leader. De Ligt can have a 2 out of 10 performance, but he screamed at you, and he was vocal, right? And people look at these sofa scores and say, wow, 6.8, 6.7. And I'm like, bro, you don't watch football. Watch football with your freaking eyes, not with a calculator. What are you calculating stats for a defender for? You can't freaking categorize and calculate leadership and impetus and respect. You can't do that. Come on. Nah, man. That's weird. Guys are out here calculating players like it's nah. It's like they're looking at a girl instead of looking at her. They're looking at her body count to know, okay, which one is it? The ugly girl's going to have a lower body count, but they're sitting there calculating beauty by body counts. That's the same thing with using stats to look at defenders. You're calculating beauty by looking at the body count. An ugly chick is going to have less pee-pee, so obviously your calculations won't make any sense at the end of the day. And that's the thing. So we didn't have any responsibility or anyone taking the leadership role. But De Ligt did that at Juve. He did it at Ajax, and he's going to do it in this team. He's going to be at a different level. Now, of course, are there things De Ligt can improve? Yes. I mean, I watched this compilation. It was apparently a fail comp where De Ligt makes amazing blocks, but the ball comes off his arm because after it reaches his leg, it flicks up from his leg and touches his hand. I'm like, that's not an error. That's great defending. You're giving me more reasons to like him. Because he's defending well, he's in position, he blocks the ball with his leg, and it just happens to deflect off his arm that's behind him. It's not a penalty. The referee might say it's a handball in any other part of the field, but in the box, that's just good defending. So, Yeah, those are the errors De Ligt apparently makes. He puts his body on the line. He gives it all for his teammates. So De Ligt becomes the spine of the defense. We have Kimmich in the midfield. We have Neuer as the goalkeeper. And we have Thomas Müller as the attacker. And without Müller, you might look at someone like Mane. And sometimes Kingsley Coman takes some responsibility because there have been tight games where no one took responsibility, but Kingsley Coman tried his best. That's a form of leadership. Trying. I want to see you try. So can't wait. It's going to be De Ligt in this team immediately because we need the leadership. It's going to be Lucas Hernandez next to him, battling with Upamecano. Of course, De Ligt will prove himself in training. He landed in Munich yesterday, did his medical, signed his contract and everything today. He's on a plane to the U.S. Bayern have a game tomorrow, and it's the best day of my life because it's at 5:30 p.m. my time. Finally, this is probably the first time in years, because the last time Bayern had an international break here, I was like 2 years old or something. It feels like it was that long ago. So I'm just going to enjoy watching Bayern in the evening. I'm going to go to the gym beforehand, just sit down and enjoy Bayern. Some of the Germans are going to be asleep at 2 a.m. Scheiße! Go to sleep, man. Scheiße! Just freaking screaming at players at 2 a.m. But I'm going to be enjoying my life at 5:30. I love that. I have an idea. A lot of these European clubs are clearly trying to break in to the American market. Well, that's always a good idea. Have they tried the thing where they just create like a sub club in the country they're trying in? So Bayern would have an MLS team or a USL team. I don't know. It's possible. If Miami and David Beckham can do that, Bayern can probably buy a stake in a club like the Colorado Rapids, or we're partners with the Dallas Cowboys. Or no, not Cowboys. Dallas FC. We're partners with them. I was wondering, couldn't Bayern just kind of buy half of the club or something? Change the branding to Bayern, change the stadium to Allianz Arena USA edition. And of course, repaint the stadium to look like a powdered donut to keep up with the tradition of having Bayern stadiums like that. Wouldn't that be a smart idea? Because having these players travel halfway across the world and then back, it does tax on you just to break into that market. I feel like it'd be a smarter business move for Bayern to just own an MLS team or something. I don't know, just my thoughts. And then we can send our youth academy here. It'd be like a Leipzig thing. Leipzig have a US team. RB Leipzig, New York, or Red Bull New York. They all look the same to me. They have one in Salzburg. So Bayern could do the same thing. Just an idea. It would mean we obviously capture the US audience in the most genuine way possible by being closer to home, while also connecting the two, where those people that support Bayern here will just immediately automatically support Bayern in Germany. So just an idea. But, who am I to give these suggestions? I am going to do a watch along. Of course, you're going to be sleeping. I know that. So you'd rather have a Mia Khalifa over a Ford, George? Nah, that's a good point. Nah, yeah, Mia's probably got all sorts of STDs, STIs, ABCs. She has every STD in the world. I would not have Mia Khalifa over anyone else. All right, so here's the breaking big news with De Ligt and the contract that we signed with Juventus to get him. So everyone was convinced that it was 80 million euros plus add-ons. Well, Juventus, the football club, this morning released a statement, actually it was probably 2 hours ago, that actually clarifies a lot. They have reached an agreement with us, 67 million euros, and that's payable in 4 years. So 67 divided by 4. I'm not doing math right now. So it's like 16 or something, like something around that. So we're paying Juventus this season 16 million, and then plus 10 million in add-ons. specific performance objectives over the duration of the employment contract with the player. So the highest we could pay for De Ligt is 77 million, not 80 million plus 10. And then we're paying the 67 million in 4 years. This is amazing business. Why? Because you're really only paying Juventus, I don't know, 15 million. And then you probably do have the capital now to pay the entire transfer. But by spreading it in the next 4 years, it means you have more money to spread in other places. This is amazing. I don't know why people thought we would be paying more than I said it. My thought for the agreement with De Ligt was 70 million plus some add-ons that are hard to achieve. It's a maximum of 77 million. This is amazing business, man. And it's euros as well. Amazing business. Dude, I thought it was 70 million. We really robbed Juventus. So, I mean, Brazzo has to be congratulated in that regard because that's a freaking good deal for Bayern because we don't pay a ludicrous amount of money. And yeah. And I have to respect Juventus because that's new and true. I don't know. I feel like they let De Ligt go because they had a good relationship with Matthijs de Ligt. Notice how De Ligt didn't say anything behind Juve's back. His farewell message was good. He was taking pictures with fans and signing autographs. And, you know, he wasn't doing anything bad to Juventus. That shows you a great, you know, maturity in the player. He doesn't have a club that hates him. Now, Juve fans might look at De Ligt and, you know, appreciate what he does at Bayern. And maybe De Ligt might go back to Juventus one day. And it'd just be like a nice, beautiful, you know, return. Yeah, I find it very interesting that that's how it happened. And also, apparently, he took a pay cut. So we are not paying De Ligt more than Juventus did. That's really, really interesting. Because I'm looking at it and it's like, these are Mino Raiola's clients. Of course, like Alberto was saying yesterday, they do train their players to move a lot because that's how the agency makes their money, moving players around. But the fact that De Ligt's taking a pay cut means this is his doing. He's doing this. He wants to move and he's telling his agents, I'm moving. And I guess they make money with, you know, getting paid, getting the player as much money as possible. They also get percentages, I'm assuming, right? So, yeah, a very good deal from Bayern's perspective. Paying 67 million in the next 4 years will not be a pain at all. I saw a graph that we have spent the most money in Europe so far. But it's not like we bought 2 players like Manchester United always do. We bought 4 players. Don't forget, we re-extended Gnabry, so that's another piece of great business because he would have left for free next year. So this club is just taking a lot of W's. And to be honest, man, we have to win the Champions League next season. Like, we're favorites now. Like, dude, we strengthened every position we had weaknesses in. If everyone's fit, we have one of the most complete teams in Europe. We have squad depth for days. We have Gravenberch on the bench, dude. This is one of the best teenage talents. He's not even a teenager. He's one of the best talents midfield-wise in the world. Playing great for Ajax. We have Mazararu. If Pavard's on the bench, that's crazy. You have Pavard on the bench. I mean, coming in, he won't make much of a difference if you ever were losing a game and needed to change. But if you had a game where you needed to be defensive, you can just play Pavard. He's versatile. We have Alphonso Davies. We have Lucas Hernandez. Dude, we have a great defense. We have a great midfield now. We have a great attack. Mane coming in. Of course, losing Lewandowski sucks. If we get Matthijs Tel, that's like a lot of talent. Musiala. Vidovic is going to be on the bench. Wow. It's a team that can win the Champions League if everyone's fit. And that's the problem at Bayern, fitness. So, thankfully, De Ligt's not injury prone. Kimmich's not injury prone. Muller's not injury prone. Neuer's not injury prone. The reason I say these players is because they're the new leadership spine in that team in midfield, defense, attack, and goalkeeper. So, very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. No team has won a Champions League without a number 9 except Chelsea. It's almost impossible. Well, we'll be the first. That is a very good point. Strikers do a lot for your team. Robert Lewandowski, although not scoring in every big game, he was world class though, like in every big game. Like Lewandowski will go, leave a Champions League tie, 0 goals, 0 assists. But he had a great performance. You could have given him man of the match. Why? Because he occupies players. Because he's Lewandowski, teams are more cautious. They follow him everywhere. They're active against Lewandowski. If he moves, they move. And he's creating space constantly. Lewandowski had an intelligence in his game that we need. And Bayern need to find that. And I think the club realizes that. That's why they're looking for Matthijs de Ligt. They think he can immediately fight his way into being in the team. They're not signing him for Bayern, the academy. They're signing him for Bayern, the team. So even though he's 17, he's being pressured to come in and fight. And they believe he can because his story makes sense. I'm going to talk about the story in a video that's coming up. Well, I guess I already talked about it, and you'll see the video in a few hours. Actually, it's an hour from now. So, yeah, the club really believes in this guy, and they think he can be our striker for now. But then we have Vidovic. We have players that can play that position. Vidovic is more of a false 9 too. We have Mane, whose real good position was as a false 9. Yeah, there's a really important reason why teams with strikers win Champions Leagues. Real Madrid with Benzema. Liverpool were unable to create chances consistently against Real Madrid in that final. I mean, the chances they created were saved, but Real Madrid just had fun. They just had fun. So I think it's really crucial to have a striker, someone that can press like a striker, someone that's hardworking. The modern striker, for me, should be hardworking, very quick, and technical. It's a very hard thing to profile in a player, and a lot of things you're looking for. So I can't wait to see how this team plays. That could play into it. If we don't win the Champions League, the excuse is going to be we don't have a striker. But if we buy every player we're thinking of buying, Leimer is another one. Konrad Leimer. To be honest, Leimer is RB Leipzig player. That's his level, man. He's just a pressing machine. He's not the most technically gifted player in the world, not the greatest passer in the world. He can easily get dispossessed. Sometimes he makes these really great runs. You know, he'll, out of every 5 attempts to make a successful run, 2 to 3 of them will be successful in a given game. So he's okay. But for me, I don't know. Apart from pressing, he doesn't really do much. And do Bayern press as much as other teams? Yeah, we win the ball a lot. But we're Bayern. We're going to keep the ball. You have 66% possession, 70% possession in some games. So we need possession-based players. And Gravenberch is a great addition to our midfield. I think if we wanted a midfielder, look at someone like Locatelli or Fabian Ruiz from Napoli. If we were signing players like that, I would understand because they're technically gifted and they work hard. Locatelli is amazing. He's at Juve. He's not leaving, obviously, because he's just joined them. But that's the style I'm looking for. So think of that what you will. No good number 9s on the market, sadly. Well, if you look hard enough, you'll find them. See, the issue is finding someone that's like for like with Lewandowski, and the club probably feels Matthijs de Ligt is the closest thing to that. Also, apparently, according to Sport, I briefly mentioned this on the show yesterday, Bayern Munich is a destination Frankie de Jong is considering. Wow. Brazo on whether Bayern have to sell a defender after the signing of De Ligt. We're very, very well equipped, and I like competition. Wow. This man just said we're not selling nobody. That's basically what that means. Oh, Pavard! Go away! No. I thought we were selling Pavard for sure. So imagine we signed De Jong, man. That would be a nutty signing. I think De Jong would consider it because he looks at Bayern and he'd be like, man, De Ligt, Masraoui, my Dutch teammates. Well, no, Masraoui plays for Morocco, doesn't he? Gravenberg. He's like, man, I have brothers there. And it's like the same Ajax core that grew up together. And De Jong's gonna be like, man, I might want De Ligt to be my captain again in the future. And he might just consider it, man. Frankie De Jong would be an exceptional signing. He has everything I want. He's a Thiago Alcantara replacement. Very technical, great dribbling to evade pressure. And his passing range is it's beautiful, but it's not just the passing range. It's the quality of passes, whether it's into the final third. People say he passes backwards. And I'm like, that's because he had Ronald Koeman as his manager. And the team, he had freaking bums. Who was that one guy at Barca after he joined? Like, come on, man. The only real good manager De Jong had was Xavi. De Jong doesn't want to leave Barca because they owe him. So Bayern can work out a deal where we cover De Jong's 18 million he's owed by Barca and then sign him for like 10 million. That would be exceptional, man. That would be exceptional. I mean, look, so someone pointed this out on Twitter. This dude could have joined Chelsea, De Ligt, and he could have earned more. And I think by taking a pay cut, that means he would have earned more at Juventus. This isn't about money for him. I think he genuinely wants to play in a team that fits his style of play. And it's not like Juve didn't. It's just he wants to win as well. Bayern win more than Juventus when it comes to European competitions. Juve is a big team, one of the biggest in the world. And in the last, 10 years or so, they've been doing their thing. But Bayern have a Champions League. In fact, in the last 10 years, we have 2 Champions Leagues. So he wants that. Brazo won't be joining Bayern for the U.S. trip. Sporting director continues talks with Stade Rennais for striker Matthijs de Ligt. The Recordmeister wants to finalize talks this week. Man, Brazo ain't playing. I guess only time will tell. Sorry. Tell. Another Thomas Muller moment for me. You're guaranteed to win stuff at Bayern. PL is more competitive. Well, we're guaranteed to win things at Bayern because we're one of the best teams in the world. And also, we just have the mentality for it. If De Ligt joined Man City, he's also guaranteed to win things. The Prem has been won by City 4 times in the last 6 years. It's effectively a farmers' league. It's between Liverpool and City, where City usually win it. But the difference is the Prem is more competitive in general because there's better teams than the Bundesliga on average. But if Bayern were in the Prem, I think we'd win it almost the same. I think we'd win it a lot. We're way more consistent. Our style of play is way better. Our recruitment is consistently good. And I would argue if Bayern were a Prem team, ran the same way we're ran now, we would recruit some world-class talent because we'd have significantly more money to do the same thing we do in the Bundesliga. And we'd have more attendance and fans and just... But let's stop comparing the Bundesliga and the Prem because the Premier League is better. It's stronger competitively. And apart from Bayern, I think Bayern is bigger than every Prem club, like ever. And we're consistently better. We're one of the best teams in the world, top 3, and we have been for the last 15 plus years. I would say we should stop comparing them because Manchester United has more money than Leipzig. That's my reasoning. Chelsea have more money than Dortmund. Liverpool have more money than Leverkusen. Until the Bundesliga can catch up financially by getting rid of the 50+1 rule, which, by the way, used to be a fringe opinion I had. Now everyone's saying it. I think Oliver Kahn said something along the lines of, if you say it, everyone thinks you're bad. But it's true. German football is falling behind. The fact that Bayern is signing this many players and are probably going to win the league again. And no other team is able to compete financially. Tells you a lot. As soon as 50+1 is lifted, or at least amended to allow for investors, you're going to see Leipzig splashing 50 million on players like nothing. Because one, they're ran by RB Red Bull themselves, so they're going to have the money, but now they're going to have the real reason to go for it because the league will have exponential growth. Clubs are going to spend more money to compete more, and it's just going to be fun. So I honestly think the Bundesliga can be a big league. The culture is amazing. I want to keep 50+1 culture without having to be restrained by 50+1. I want to see more competitiveness in the Bundesliga, and I think it's even more possible next season. If none of our players that we just signed click, like let's say only Mane clicks and everyone else needs a season or two to really integrate into the team, we're not going to win it easily. Leipzig are on our booty. These guys are adamant that they want to keep Leimer. They're adamant with keeping Nkunku. There's a reason they would rather keep Nkunku. They think they can win it next year. They think Nagelsmann isn't the perfect manager for us. Leipzig want to win it. So I want to see competitiveness. But if all our players tick, we're winning it again. But really, for Bayern fans, I would love a focus on the Champions League, in general. I want us to win it, honestly. Do you see Musiala being Muller's direct replacement for when he retires? I want to see Musiala play more next season. We need it to happen. Nagelsmann, I loved you. In your first 5 months, you had Leroy Sané balling out, playing his heart out, pressing high. That wasn't something associated with Sané. But then, for some reason, he moved Sané to the right wing. I don't know. Come on. Why does he have to move to the right wing? Mane's clearly a leftist communist. No, seriously, Mane should be a left winger, not Mane, Sané. He moved them. He switched the team around, and Sané got worse after the winter break. He went back to the same mistakes. He wasn't as consistent. And, that's one of the reasons we lost to Villarreal. Our attackers were so out of form. So Nagelsmann made that mistake. But, literally a few months before, he had Sané, one of the best wingers in the world. We were comparing him to Vinicius Jr. So I think Nagelsmann got the criticism of changing his team, but I think he wanted to make the players more versatile. But sometimes some players aren't going to be versatile. They're going to need to play in one position in one spot, and that's their best system. So Julian Nagelsmann needs to go into this next season maintaining the things that made him good for the first 6 months of Bayern and his tenure. And he needs to win more games convincingly. We had some games where we won 1-0 and the performances weren't there. We weren't playing the fluid attacking football we saw Leipzig play. So we need to play more fluid. But I think I can give Nagelsmann the benefit of the doubt because Leipzig were a more counter-attacking team, whereas Bayern are a more possession-based team. And people say, oh, it's because he's not playing the back three. He played the 4-2-3-1 a lot at Leipzig. He played the 4-3-2, or he did a lot of different systems. Nagelsmann is capable of coaching whatever system he wants. The difference is we just need more consistency in how we're playing in the performance. Secondly, he always played the same players in the same positions every single game. So it's absolutely crucial. With these new signings, we get some rotation. We see Musiala more. So that's going back to your question. Should Musiala replace Müller? Well, Müller's scoring 20 goals and 20 assists. Why are we changing him? We shouldn't. So we should be playing Musiala more. We should be giving him opportunities a lot. I don't want to see Jamal Musiala in midfield as a number 8 or 6. I will puke. I will puke. I will take my camera and I will come on this live stream and I will put my finger in my mouth until puke has been aroused inside of me, and I will puke on this team because that would make me absolutely disgusted. Jamal Musiala is a freaking striker in everything he does. His dribbling, his shooting. He's supposed to be as far up the pitch as he can. I don't want to see him in midfield. I don't want to see him babysitting our defenders at the back. I don't want to see him making tackles. When Musiala tackles, I want to puke. And then I see Pedri bowling out at Barca. There's one thing I'll give Barcelona. They give their youngsters opportunities in positions they're good at. Pedri plays as an attacker at Barca. Gavi plays in midfield. They know what they're doing with their young players. Why do we feel the need to play Musiala in midfield? Just because he can and works hard doesn't mean we have to. Musiala is good at finishing with both feet. He's good at passing, or if we want him to improve his passing and his decision-making, we won't do that by playing him out of position. We'll do that by playing him in midfield. So this next season is crucial for Nagelsmann because I want him out you got backed astronomically, my boy, and you already had a season. I'm going to say this now. I love Julian Nagelsmann. But if I don't tell you Nagelsmann out, if, one, we pull up next season only winning a Bundesliga and we didn't reach the Champions League final or even semifinals, and I come over here in these videos and I'm like, give him another season, I'm lying to you. I'm telling you now. It's probably my personal bias. I like Nagelsmann as a guy. I think it's cool. We have the youngest coach in the world, and he's not the youngest anymore. There's a few young ones now, but he's really young. He's great. I love this. That's why I'll be doing it. I'll be lying to you. But if Nagelsmann comes here, Champions League final or something, because that's the team we're assembling. We're not assembling bums. We're assembling a team that can dominate Europe for the next 10 years. We had that team in 2020 with Hansi Flick. Boy, do we have that team even more now. I mean, Flick is probably looking at it like, you should have done that for me, man. You should have given me players like that. Who cares what BVB fans say? I don't know. At Dortmund, it's really unfortunate that Sebastian Haller had some issues with his health. I don't know what he got exactly. But, we're rooting for him to get well. It's never cool to see someone going through that. So, just rooting for him. Get well soon, Haller. Keep him in your prayers, everyone. That sucks, man. Just joined a new club and has an issue already. Davies and Nagelsmann have a press conference ahead of tomorrow's game. Great. I want to watch it. Can't wait. Yeah, it's good to watch Bayern, man. I think we played the least friendly games this season, like out of every team. Manchester United already have 2 games under their belt, and we're sitting actually 3, man. They played like Australian teams and Liverpool. So they're getting a lot of tests, and I feel like it's been months since I watched Bayern. So I'm actually looking forward to tomorrow. It's going to be a really good game. And United are playing 2 more friendlies. Maybe because we have a Super Cup game. But we should have had 2 friendlies already, man. Should have played against some German teams to raise some money for them, help them out. I don't know. Charity FC, right? We're playing Frankfurt. Is that a Bundesliga game? Or, oh my gosh, August 5th, we're playing Frankfurt. It's a Bundesliga game on a Friday, right? In my head, I was thinking it was a friendly, and then our first game was against Wolfsburg. That's interesting. Okay. So DC United tomorrow, it's going to be an easy game. Really, it's just not easy in terms of by easy, I mean, DC United are probably going to try hard. We're probably going to lose or something. I'm saying, actually, we need to win this preseason game because last preseason we lost against Ajax. We didn't win anything. We need to win. I want to see this team gel together. I want to see Mazararu and Gravenberch. I want to see them ball out. I want to see Vidovic. I want to see Musiala. I already know what Thomas Muller can do because I've been watching him for years. I feel like I know Muller more than I know my family. So I need to see some different players. And then we have Man City 3 days after in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Initially, I was supposed to go to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and then I realized the flights were way too expensive and it wouldn't be worth it to sit here and have a watch along and watch it with you all right here. So, yeah, you're stuck with me again. And then we have Leipzig in the DFL Super Cup, away actually at Leipzig Stadium. Thankfully, they have no fans, so it's just going to be a Bayern game at home in a slightly different looking stadium. But it's going to be Bayern fans all around. Yeah, Flick did a lot for us. Come on, guys. Testicular tumor cancer? It's a tumor. What's the difference? Oh, that sucks. I hope it's like discovered early because they can do something about it. Who'll be top scorer in the Bundesliga? Ooh, guys, in the chat right now, watching, who's our top scorer? Give me guesses. Give me some names. Bundesliga top scorers. Obviously, Nkunku's going to be up there because he's Christopher Nkunku. Perhaps Mane, but Mane doesn't really score too many goals. He gets a lot of assists. Mane is more of he's a complete forward. He dribbles and he creates chances. So I can see a scenario where Mane gets like 20 Bundesliga goals and or maybe 15 Bundesliga goals and 20 assists, where assist is more his game. Because Salah was always a scorer. Maybe Mane steps up to his goal scoring. Or Thomas Muller's not going to score. He's going to be getting assist. Gnabry might do it because, hey, he's playing in that striker position. So, he might be our top scorer in the Bundesliga. But Nkunku's probably going to be it, right, if you really think about it. Or Patrick Schick could have another stellar season with Florian Wirtz coming back and having that Leverkusen core staying. Leverkusen might have a top scorer in the Bundesliga. Hey, Lewandowski leaving gives opportunities for other players to step up. So, even though it's not the best news, it could be a very interesting dynamic. People are saying Tell, come on, Schick or Nkunku, Marco Reus could do it. Sebastian Haller, if he gets back, could also give us a few goals in the league. Ronaldo will expose the Bundesliga. Oh my gosh, y'all are weird, man. Ronaldo's not joining Bayern. Schick or Mane, I feel. Andre Silva, you're out of your mind. Silva's way too, I don't know, he just doesn't score. What's the best lineup for Bayern? Neuer in goal, Mascherano right back, De Ligt right center back, left center back, Lucas Hernandez, Alphonso Davies left back, Kimmich, Goretzka. But it's probably looking like Kimmich and Gravenberch because Leon Goretzka is injured. Man, Goretzka's injured again, man. That sucks. So it's going to be Kimmich and or Goretzka / Gravenberch. It's going to be Coman right wing, Sane left wing, I'm hoping. Mane up top, and Müller in the middle, and then Gnabry can rotate. God, we have depth. This is amazing. Having Mane just adds so much to this team. He can play as a winger. He can play up top. He can score. He can assist. He can score in big games. He can score in little games. No more back line three. I don't like the back three. Bayern, for me, we're a freaking back four team, and that's De Ligt's best, way of playing. I don't want to watch any other thing. So please, don't force me to watch a back four or a back three. I don't want to. Wait, dang, the dollar is stronger than the euro now? Europe had worse inflation than us? I don't know. Someone said it's called soccer now, and there's nothing you can do about it because the euro is 99 cents while the dollar's staying strong at $1. But we had crazy inflation, so that's funny. No, I just think it's hilarious that the euro, so technically we paid nothing for I'm joking. Looks like Rennes want to take a few hours to study Bayern's offer for Tell. A response is expected before the end of the day. And this is coming from a journalist at Goal. So take that with a grain of salt, I suppose. I would give Zirkzee a chance as our number 9. Andrea Bellotti is free on the market and perhaps could be a good option for us. As for Leimer, I really rate him. Hey, there's people that rate Leimer, but for me, I think he's just a Leipzig player in the sense that he's high pressing, high energy. I think Bayern players need to have a lot of technical qualities. Please don't spam. It's very disruptive to the chat. Zirkzee, I see him as a backup, but I don't. He played well in Serie A, did some things here and there, did some things in the Belgium league. That's his level, man. Zirkzee scored those 2 goals against Wolfsburg, and remember when Lewandowski was injured and Zirkzee played, and people were like, "Oh, he's so great." Honestly, we got carried away. I didn't say it. I was the one that was like, "Everyone chill. He's Zirkzee. We need to wait to see what he does." I saw his ability. I thought Zirkzee was a false 9, to be honest. And then, yeah, it turns out he was more of a striker. Zirkzee's first touch is really poor. Takes too long to bring the ball down. So, yeah, I think a slower league is more suited to him. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Videos coming out very soon about Matthijs de Ligt. Going to be a very, very telling video. Yeah, so buy Immobile. Nah, man. We're not buying immobility, man. Unimmobility. We're not buying that. He already flopped in the Bundesliga, and he's not doing it again. He's good, but not Bayern level. I mean, it's okay. Zirkzee, I still like him as a character. I just gotta be honest. He's not that good. Like, I would love for him to be a great player, but he ain't. So the only thing good about Zirkzee is his girl, bruh. She's bad. Not gonna lie. He has an attractive woman. And I'm still single. I've been single for 20 years. And that's how old I am. All right. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Another show. But another video today. Mia San Mia. Oh, thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia San Mia and peace.